Helldivers acquisition rumors on the same day as a controversial patch? Hmm? Ghost of Tsushima finally coming to PC, and when I say finally, I do mean finally. And Skull and Bones is already on fucking discount. This is gonna be a great episode. You're watching the Blip. Well, it can't be a simple, normal day without the rumor mill that is TikTok and Twitter absolutely going bananas over this PlayStation acquisition rumor in regards to Helldivers 2 developer Arrowhead. Now, I feel as though a lot of people are simply unaware of the fact that while Sony does own the IP for Helldivers, Arrowhead is an independent studio with links to Sony. If you want a reference, think of Bungie after they purchased Destiny from Activision, but they were still on the Battle.net World of Warcraft Blizzard servers for about 6 months until they did the full transition over to Steam. That's kind of the relationship that Arrowhead has with Sony, which is they are not a Sony subsidiary. They work in tandem with Sony, and Sony will lend them the assistance of other studios or bring in extra help or talent to assist them with like fixing the servers to make sure that they're able to get 500,000 people online and not bottleneck it at 250,000. And then having those technicians stay to get the servers all the way up to 750,000 people. That's the type of relationship they have with Sony. I do love the fact that there was a response from the head of Arrowhead, Plight. That dude's fucking hilarious. He's base as fuck, where he was basically like, hey, no, yeah, that's bullshit, and you should really get better at doing Photoshop because you're using a logo from 2008. Moving on, in the exact same vein, we've got Helldivers 2 dropped their very first major patch earlier today, and it has essentially split the community. Not in a really bad way that you would see most nerf patches. It was more or less a going over and making sure you're reining in outliers that are forcing people into one or two set playstyles and opening up a bunch of other playstyles for people to try out and have fun with. Railgun took a hit, but we knew Railgun was going to take a hit because it literally became the meme gun, where it was basically Railgun, Shield, Orbital Strike, and 500 kg bomb. Now we're seeing a lot more, at least for me playing earlier today, which is why this video is coming up late. I'm seeing a lot more people running arc thrower. I'm seeing some more flamethrowers. I'm seeing some more, not the grenade launcher, I think it's called the autocannon. I'm seeing more autocannons. Turrets are coming back into use. I think that this patch hit the correct mark. It also nerfed everybody's favorite shotgun, the Breaker. I know. Being able to 3-tap fucking stalkers when they're invisible and sneaking up on you is absolutely fantastic. But once again, it has allowed people to move outside of just using the Breaker and trying out different weapons that may or may not fit their playstyle. Now, for the most part, I must say, I'm still rocking the Breaker. Like, I understand that it was nerfed, that they reduced the ammo capacity and they increased the recoil, but someone like me who's been playing with controller for decades now, being able to adjust to shitty recoil is like second fucking nature. If you've played any of the Call of Duty games and you've used any of the LMGs, you understand just how much of a kick that those guns have and how much you have to compensate using the right stick in order to make sure that your shot remains super fucking on target. So that doesn't really bug me. For the most part, I feel as though this is a great balance patch. Like I said, reins in some of the outliers, gets people away from those niche builds, allows people to start using other stratagems, other weapons that may, be a lot more fun and may complement their playstyle. And of course, this is all setting up for the launch of the new weapons and also the launch of the mechs and all those other things that are going to be coming down the pipe. So it's basically, sit back, enjoy, have a blast. It's going to be dope as shit. Trust me, the Helldivers 2 ride has been fun this entire time. it's not suddenly going to stop being fun because they nerfed one fucking weapon. Moving on to our third story of the day, Ghost of Tsushima is finally coming to PC. Oh, I feel as though out of all of the PlayStation exclusives, this is the PlayStation exclusive that I have been waiting for the longest. It is a fantastic game. I cannot wait to see what the mod community is able to do. I cannot wait to see just how much of a resurgence this game gets from its end game mode. I forgot the name of the end game mode off the top of my head, but it's essentially the mode where you're a soul damned in hell and you have to fight onis and demons, and it is a fantastic survival mode that you're able to play co-op, I believe. Off the top of my head, I think, if I remember correctly, when I used to play it way back, you used to be able to play with three other people, so it was a team of 4 going up against just these fantastic endless waves that were actually challenging. You used to have certain type of strategies in order to take them down. It was fun. I thought it was a great addition to the game. So like I said, it's going to be fantastic to be able to sit back and watch PC players that didn't own a PlayStation and probably still don't own a PlayStation that are going to be able to enjoy the gem that is Ghost of Tsushima. I can't wait to honestly play it again. Like I said, I'm waiting to see what exactly the mod community is able to bring to the table. It is such a beautiful fucking game. It is absolutely gorgeous in every way, shape, and form. And having people who not able to experience it now coming in, being able to experience it, I feel as like I've been harping on this a little bit on the other channel, talking about Dune, where there's a lot of people who never read the books and the movies are their first introduction to this world. I love watching people who did not play it initially, that don't know what's going on, but want a game that's going to hold them over until Elden Ring's DLC drops or something else that they're interested in, being able to dive into this world and follow Jin's story and all of the choices that they're going to be able to. That is going to be dope as fuck. I am always 100% for that, and we've arrived. We have arrived at our final story. And if you've known me and you've seen the videos I've dropped on this channel recently, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I absolutely fucking despise Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. However, there is another game that has been just sailing beneath my radar, because for the most part, it is another game that is going to end up being dead in about 6 months. And that game is Skull and Bones. Recently, a few retailers were selling Skull and Bones for $25 off. So I think the base cost of the game is around $70. They were selling it for around $45. Now, this has not been reflected on Ubisoft's main store. It was only in retail stores. I believe the retail store that dropped the price down to $45 was Best Buy, but it is extremely telling that the game is already at the point where it is being marked off and almost being shifted towards the bargain bin. It probably has a lot to do with the fact that Target or a lot of these big stores probably brought in a lot of the product, like a lot of stock. Maybe they brought in 400, 500 copies of the game or something along those lines, and they haven't sold any, and it's just sitting there. And because it's just sitting there, you got to get rid of it. And the easiest way to get rid of it is to slap a big old sale sign on top of it and ship it out the door. Skull and Bones is not on Steam's register, which means it's very difficult to go and check to see how many people are actually playing it. But if we were to stop what we were doing right now, and we were to, let's pop over to Twitch, and let's go to browse, and let's look up games and search for Skull and Bone. Skull and Bones. Let's see how many people are currently playing Skull and Bones. There's 1,200 people currently viewing Skull and Bones gameplay. Not that bad. There are a lot of games that are a lot more dead than it. It only has 37k followers. In comparison, let's see what Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is doing. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has 406 people viewing it, and it's sitting at 23.3k. So they're around the exact same. There really isn't a lot of interest in this game. Like, if we were to jump down to Helldivers 2, Helldivers 2 has 105k followers and 34.6k current viewers. So yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all for Skull and Bones. I've said it before, I'll say it again. First impressions matter. If the first impressions that you approach gamers with is garbage, they're going to look at your product as garbage and you're going to move on to something else. So it's basically just us sitting around waiting to see what's gonna happen on Ubisoft's front, because it's not like over the last 5 years Ubisoft hasn't released these live service games and then within a year or a year and a half they just scuttle the entire thing because they didn't pop off and become the next fucking Fortnite. But there was nothing about Skull and Bones that's interesting. If you want a very, very good pirate game, my suggestion is you go and pick up Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's only like $10. It has the entire ship combat system from Skull and Bones. It allows you to board enemy ships. It allows you to fucking swim. You're a goddamn assassin. You're Edward Kenway, one of my favorite top 3 assassins. He's fantastic. The storyline is fantastic. You will have a ball, and there are a bunch of mods that you'll be able to pick up on Nexus Mod Manager to just kit out your shit. But for the most part, I've harped enough on Skull and Bones. Like I said before, another Ubisoft just turd. That's what it is. It's another Ubisoft turd. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about any of our stories today. What do you think about Helldivers? About the alleged Sony acquisition? Do you think that the success that we're currently seeing with Helldivers 2 is going to lead to Sony probably actually going for an acquisition? How do you feel about the Helldivers 2 nerfs to the rail cannon and to the breaker shotgun? What do you think about Ghost of Tsushima? Have you played it before? Are you interested in playing it now that it's going to be dropping on PC? And also, what do you think about Skull and Bones going on discount 1 month after coming out of beta? Alpha? It's not a full release. Is it a full release? I think it came out of closed beta, so it should be a full release. But what do you think about it going basically 25, not even 25%, $25 out of $70, so that's about what, 35? Top of my head math is always bad. Roughly around 35-40% off already. What do you think? Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.